GTR News. The news. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR. GTR News. GTR News. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Good day, this is the afternoon news on Ghana Talks Radio. My name is Sandra Asante. Welcome to it. Top stories. President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo delivers the 2022 State of the Nation's address today. Controversial E-Levy Bill officially passed. Transport fares increased by 15%. GPRTU chairman confirmed. There's more stories after the break.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
You're most welcome back from the break to first story. President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo is scheduled to deliver a message on the State of the Nation SONA to Parliament today, Wednesday, March 30th, 2022. This is in accordance with Article 67 of the 1992 Constitution. The State of the Nation address is an annual address to Parliament given by the President of the Republic covering the economic, social, and financial states of the country. The Majority Chief Whip, Mr. Frank Anodonpre, announced this when he represented the business statements of the House for the 10th week ending Saturday, April 2nd, 2022 on Friday. President Nana Addo on Tuesday commissioned the Tamale Interchange, the fourth interchange built by government since 2017. The interchange forms part of the government of Ghana, the Sino-Hydro Master Project Support Agreement, that is the MPSA, which was launched nearly 3 years ago by the President. The Tamale Interchange is the first in the northern sector of the country. Commissioning the project, President Akufo-Addo expressed delight over the fact that the interchange was completed ahead of schedule. The Tamale Interchange is a pre-stressed concrete continuous bridge with a very few joints to enhance driving comfort. Let's listen to President Akufo-Addo.
The Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Ministers and Deputy Ministers of State, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Ghana, the Overlord of Dagmon, Yana Mahama Abukari II, and the other traditional rulers, Metropolitan Chief Executive for the Tamale Metropolitan Assembly, Chief Director and officials of the Ministry of Roads and Highways, Chief Executive Officer of Sino-Hydro Corporation Limited, the Northern Regional NPP Chairman, residents of Tamale, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen, Dasiba. I want to thank the Overlord, Diana Mahama Bukari, for his gift of the bull. It's highly appreciated, and it will be well taken care of. Thank you very much indeed.
GTR News.
On 10th April 2019, I was in Tamale to launch the Government of Ghana Sino-Hydro Master Project Support Agreement and cut the sod for the construction of the Tamale Interchange, the first interchange in the northern sector of the country. I'm delighted to be back again, this time on my birthday, to commission the Tamale Interchange, which is being completed 3 months ahead of schedule and on budget. In the midst of a global pandemic, which has brought considerable disruption to every phase of national life. Let me thank profusely the dynamic, hard-working Minister for Roads and Highways,
President Becca say, Ghana Jumayefo, me who say more bread, me who say economy now affect him. And my directing Minister of Finance, say only Munsi Kunya na yentu akichim and kosu. Me expecting if you are buying chamber. Baby, we cannot bear it anymore. And I to me, and so saw young Crawford a view. Abrabona ye ding. Na baby do it. And she ye ni yen teacher for be. You better.
Honorable Robert Sarfo Mensah, known in the political parlance as Boba, has promised to change the face of Ahafo NPP through an ultra-modern office when voted into the office as regional chairman. According to the Honorable, Ahafo, which is part of the strongholds of the NPP without its own party office, is worrisome. He explained that the politics of today had gone beyond the rhetorics of abusing people from one place to another, giving them huge promises. He further believes that the task in Ahafo's upcoming presidential and parliamentary election cannot be run anyhow. Honorable continued that when voted to power as regional chairman, he will make sure to win the 2-seat, which is Asonafo South, that is the Honorable Eric Opoku, and Asuna Tefi South, Honorable Haji Collins Dauda, who is currently belong to the NDC party. In his conclusion, Robert Sarfo Mensah pleaded to all aspirants to be mindful of their actions and inactions before, during, and after the election. He explained that it is an internal election and must be treated as such. The real battle is yet due to come. Therefore, whatever we do or say today must be something that is going to help the party in the upcoming elections. Let's listen to him.
From me, Honorable Robert Sarfo Mensah, me, Mrashabadwani, Dada Emma, Sunafon of Constituency, what half memoir, Sabri, me press interdelegates, Bay Matumna, what to Obama, me, number half regional chairman. Now, for regional chairman, na many paper, semi-person, but I be bringing this many so. Ntia me preside the brain so the be boama MPP nya hoden wa hafo
GTR news
the breaking the 8 so no e betimi ya fam de na ye de aboa party no in 2024 na botae no so the simeni so ba ko pa ne se me hwa man kabo mu so ko ba party no mu na so bia ba party na party ma dwo fom na party ba bia nya pepa se obey no ho ye adwuma the ama party no ya break the 8 na afi me twa na mon me ne me mpanifo a menya wo mu any other key stakeholders we hama ye twa na mon na ya mobilize resources na ye see ultra modern office kama the ama MPP for half region this antini say o here region ba ko MPP ye pe na ye do party no pa ba ko ya hafo so you can't regions no edunsia na strongholds a MPP wa e be ka say hafo so ka ho bi pa bi sa ba ye to no en na kire say hafo MPP stronghold na ya be new region near party so stronghold yi senya modern office edifice edi show say MPP they strong our hafo region mo e be hye nipa be bring crime nti enu me bota ekese ba ko se me se delegacy e madom na nyame so adom me be regional chairman wa ba e betu no meyi mu a ntentem so a menne me mfofo nyina be din sa so any other key stakeholders ne aka ho aboma mobilize a lot of resources. I will lead that charge na yet mercy a modern office and obey a rallying point among the party no region nyina na me say no so be share party man nkran na share party no at large Ghana nyina so nkran say I have new region yet menya a party office diama because multi-party democracy a Ghana dey ho ahwemi no abetra ho afebɔ na se betumi atoto party ne ma yesu a yo baby ehia yo difference so a symbol of the party strength the original say ade a ehye enmunyam say nei modern political party organization ehye no BBM no say yo by structure officer honi etimi transi BBI ya ade a ehye nkran eboa pa ye toso bi osu ne say ɛyɛ 2 seats a ne gya yɛ din wɔ hafo ɛyɛ Asutifi South and Sunafo South. As a former member of parliament for 12 years, meaning the dynamics of half region, ɛyɛ ade a sɛ bɛbɛyɛ regional chairman meaning nkurɔfoɔ mɛ mobilize aka wɔn abɔ mu na yɛtumi atena sɛ putting the right strategy.
To some business stories, the Finance Minister Akufo-Addo has announced that the government has decided to reduce the rate of the controversial electronic transfer levy by 0.25%. This means the state will no longer charge the proposed 1.75%, but rather 1.5% on all electronic transfers if the e-levy is approved. And finally, it has been approved. Akufo-Addo gave details when he appeared before the House on Tuesday, March 25th, 2022, to table the motion for the commencement of the debate on e-levy. Earlier, the minority in Parliament objected to the motion because it was not captured in the business of the week. Despite the objection, the Finance Minister Akufo-Addo was allowed to move the motion in Parliament, and the e-levy has been officially passed. Speaker Backbin.
Honourable members, the Electronic Transfer Levy Bill 2021 duly read a third time and passed. Honourable members, by the guidance of my timepiece, is a few minutes after 2 p.m. You are definitely in my hands, and I'll proceed to adjourn the House, unless otherwise guided by the House.
Still on the e-levy, the minority in Parliament who walked out during the passage of the e-levy bill has filed a suit at the Supreme Court to prevent President Akufo-Addo from assenting to the bill. The minority in representing in the stay of execution suit by the minority leader Haruna Idrisu and his colleagues Maham Ayariga and Samuel Oku-Deto-Ablakwa.
What Parliament is purported to have done, led by the majority caucus, with less than 137 members, only amount to a charade of approving a so-called e-levy and subjecting it to second reading, consideration, procedural amendment, and third reading. They simply walk out to disenable them from having, to quote the words of the Supreme Court, a voting quorum. They are simply and were simply less than 137. At least I'm using 137 because conspicuously everybody in the world and Ghana know the Honorable Ajua Sarfo was not present.
Meanwhile, the general manager of the Mobile Money Limited, Eli Hini, also assures customers on the move to mitigate the burden e-levy brings.
The issue of e-levy and its impact, internally we've looked at, and like in other countries where similar taxes have been imposed, we've seen its impact. We believe that on the basis of what we see in those countries, there's likely going to be an impact on this side. What the impact will be at this point, we cannot tell, but we see that happening. And what is most important, and I think in the discussions we've had earlier, is how we can continue to engage so that in the process where the impact itself becomes negative to its expected results, the right steps will be taken to make sure that we mitigate it, working together with all stakeholders. Otherwise, on our side, we'll continue to work and ensure that its implementation does not bring issues that will overly interrupt the business we've built, and will continue to sustain their interest in the digitization agenda or customers' interest in electronic transactions going forward. That is what we look forward to, that customers or users or subscribers will continue to adopt the electronic means of transaction as much as possible. So we look forward to working with.
Still on business stories, the chairman of the GPRTU in the Ashanti region, Alhaji Sumaila Boache, has revealed that lorry fares will be increased by tomorrow, Thursday, March 31st, 2022. Alhaji Sumaila Boache, in an interview on March 29th, 2022, stated that they have increased transport fares by 15%. We have increased transport fares by 15%, and it is taking effect in the Ashanti region by Thursday, March 31st, 2022. The GPRTU chairman confirmed the decision came into existence after meeting with government and all transport operators this week amidst the recent increment of the petroleum product. If you just join us, this is the afternoon news on Ghana Talks Radio on the international front. 21 states are suing Joe Biden administration to end the mask mandate on planes and public transportation. Filing the lawsuit Tuesday, the state attorneys general are urging that the mandates count as federal overreach after the mandate was set to expire on March 18th and then push through April 18th following a Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommendation per Forbes. If politicians and celebrities can attend to Super Bowl unmasked, every U.S. citizen should have the right to fly unmasked. That is what Florida government Ron DeSantis said, who states is the lead plaintiff, calling the mandate a federal violation of state sovereignty. The suit, which was filed in the U.S. District Court for the Middle District of Florida, names CDC Director Dr. Rachel Walensky, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, and Health and Human Service Secretary Javier Becerra, airline CEO from Delta, Southwest, and American, or ask Biden to end the mandate via a letter last week. Russia has announced it will drastically reduce military combat operations in two key areas of Ukraine to boost mutual trust in peace talks. The decision to scale back operation around the capital, Kiev, and the northern city of Chernihiv is the first sign of the tangible progress from talks, but it is unclear how extensive any reduction in the military activity might be, and Ukraine remains skeptical. The US and UK also said the pledge should be treated with caution. He added that there has been progress on the neutrality and non-nuclear state of Ukraine, which are two key concerns of Moscow. However, the governor of Ukraine's Chernihiv region says there is no let-up in attacks by Russia, despite its pledge to reduce military activities there. The governor, Charles, took to the Telegram messaging app to denounce Russia's promise. We move to Israel, and 5 people have been shot dead by a Palestinian gunman in the suburb of Israeli city Tel Aviv in a third deadly attack of its kind in a week. It happened in Beni Brak, one of the country's most populous ultra-Orthodox Jewish areas. The gunman was shot dead by police. A paramedic at the same scene said Israeli security forces were on high alert after the attacks by Israeli Arabs last Tuesday and Sunday, which left 6 people dead. Police said an officer who shot the gunman was also among the dead. The attacker has been identified as a 26-year-old Palestinian from a village near Jenin in the north of the occupied West Bank, which has previously been jailed in Israel. Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett held an emergency security meeting, and his security cabinet will convene on Wednesday. The World Bank has suspended 4 projects in Afghanistan worth $600 million, that is 458 million euros, after the Taliban banned girls from returning to secondary schools. The projects aim include improving education, health, and agriculture. They also had a strong focus on ensuring that girls and women participate and benefit from the support, the bank had said earlier. Last week, the Taliban reversed the decision to allow the schools to open following months of restriction. The Taliban said schools will only reopen after a decision over uniforms for female students have been made in accordance with the Sharia law and Afghan tradition. We are in Ethiopia, and Ethiopia has started a new drive to repatriate tens of thousands of migrant workers in Saudi Arabia. The first batch of 498 women and children returnees were received on Wednesday by senior government officials at Addis Ababa's main airport. It follows report of undocumented migrants being subjected to inhuman treatment in the Middle East country, including detention in squalid centers. The Ethiopian authorities hope to repatriate 100,000 nationals back home over the next 11 months. The government has come under criticism, particularly on social media, for not doing enough on the plight of Ethiopian migrants in Saudi Arabia. It is unclear if the returnees will be provided with sustainable livelihoods at home. To entertainment stories, and Edison is leading the charge for this year's Bafta TV Awards with 11 nominations. The Channel 4 drama about a group of friends hit by the 1980s AIDS crisis is up for prizes, including Best Miniseries plus 4 acting awards. Ollie Alexander is up for the Best Actor, Lydia West for Best Actress, and Omari Douglas, Callum Scott Howells, and David Curley for Best Supporting Actor. Other shows with multiple nominations include Time, Help, and Sex Education. The nominations for the Matsi movement are the only accolade to be voted by any public were announced last week. This is where I end the afternoon news on Ghana Talks Radio. Thank you so much for joining me. You can log on to our website, www.ghanatalksradio.com, for more news update. My name is Sandra Asante. Stay tuned for the sport tidbit. Have a great afternoon.